Well, Mike, I mean, obviously you're in the middle of three pretty long away trips. Is it all about rotation, rotation, rotation for you using the squad?
Um, we'll have a look. We'll have a look today again. Yesterday we touched on one or two things, but yeah, listen, I'll pick the team tomorrow that I think can win us the game. It's just as simple as that. I tried to do it Tuesday night, and it paid off. And I thought the boys who come in did very well, considering they haven't played a lot. So it was very pleasing on seeing the strength of the squad.
It must be difficult, Mike. Just give us a sense of how tough it is when you've got three away games like this. You could barely train in between them, can you?
Well, we can. If I'm honest, the amount of training the boys who are starting at doing is very, very minimal. It's all about play, recover, play, recover. Look, it's where we're at the minute. It's going well for us. And we just got to keep on top of things. We've got to make sure the boys who might be needed are up to speed, and we're doing that through our training methodology.
In terms of this match, I think there's going to be up to 1,000 fans in at Leyton Orient, which would be the first time you've played in front of fans since March. How do you feel about that? I mean, obviously it gives them a lift, but does it also in a strange way give your players a lift as well, even if they are opposition supporters, to have any fans in the ground, creating an atmosphere?
Yes, and if I'm honest, A, it's good to see the return of fans. B, it's done in it's written all, met all the health and safety requirements, which is good. But look, let's not dress it up. It's 1,000 fans. I think there's been more at reserve games in the past. So, whether there's a crowd there on their side or not is immaterial, if I'm honest.
But you could tell me what it's like to play in front of 1,000 fans. I mean, isn't that percentage-wise a bit like having 20,000 inside Old Trafford, though? I mean, for a League Two club, possibly.
Well,
Or am
no,
I being a bit generous there?
you're being generous, I think. Look, it's 1,000 fans. I think the most we'll probably be played at so far is, with different people in the stadiums, is probably about 100. Probably then at Cambridge. I think that's why the game wasn't called off. I'm honest, they didn't want to let the 100 people down who managed to get in, and reporters, scouts, etc., who wanted to watch the game. But no, listen, it is what it is. It's probably in a way, and it wasn't obviously planned, but in a way, it might be a good integration of getting players and supporters used to go into games again, and obviously players having supporters there.
This fixture, obviously, Mike always, the association with the late Justin Edinburgh. He managed both clubs, of course. I know you are always very close to your heart, Justin, and he would be proud, wouldn't he, of where Newport are at the moment, going into this game, 4 points clear at the top of the division. He would be proud of you, Mike.
Yeah, he would. And for me, he should be proud of himself. I know he was, because a lot of hard work he'd done. We might not have been where we are now without everything that Justin done. He was a fantastic manager for this club, as he was for Leyton Orient, and he's somebody that I'll never forget. He's somebody that I think of often, and he's a big miss. He was such a character that you can't help but miss Justin.
There's that emotional element to it, obviously, with this fixture. But in terms of the division, Mike, I know you don't want to talk about promotion, though. When do you allow yourself to start doing that, though? If you get into the new year and you're still in this position, or an even better position, you've got to start talking it up a bit, haven't you?
No, you can ask me that when we're mathematically up, and then I'll talk about promotion. Listen, we're just over a third through the season. Listen, it's neither here or there. It's a great start. We're in a great position. We give ourselves a very good chance of having a good season. That's it. There's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of away trips. There's a lot of tough games at home. There's a lot of teams that are going to pick up form. There's teams that are going to strengthen in January. It's it's a long, long way to go. And, all I can do is concentrate on us, and that's all I will be doing.
Must give you a sense of satisfaction or fulfillment, though, Mike, when you sat at home at night having a meal with the kids or whatever, or a drink in front of the telly watching the football. You must feel that sense of fulfillment for what you've done so far this season and what could happen. You wouldn't be human if you didn't.
Oh, listen, don't get me wrong. Don't think that I go home and I'm grumpy or anything like that. I'm over the moon with the way it's gone. You think back to the conversations we had in the summer. And, there's certain things, obviously, I won't say, but being top of the league in December was a dream, never mind a reality. And we've managed to get ourselves in this position. I think when you look at it, when I took over 4 years ago, we had 26 points from 34 games. Now we got 36 points from 16 games. So it just goes to show the huge improvement we're continuing to do, and that's not just myself, that's my staff, the club, off the pitch, and the players.
Those conversations in the summer, I'm imagining, were pretty dark, though, were they? In terms of what might happen, what worst case scenario might be, especially with no prospect of fans, no prospect of fans coming back.
Yeah, they were, really dark at times. But I was overconfident that if we could get in the right people, we would provide funds through our performances. And we've managed to do that so far, with the Brighton game on TV, the Newcastle game on TV. So, yeah, it's working out. And like I said, it's a great start, but nothing else.
That big FA Cup game coming up. And just finally from me, I just want to ask you about two loan players that you've got at the moment. Brandon Cooper, who's just signed a new contract with Swansea, and Scott Twine as well, who's on loan from Swindon. Are they definitely going to be with you for the whole season? Is there a chance that Scott in particular might go back in January?
Well, you can never say definite, but yeah, we've got him on a season-long loan. It's something that obviously we want to keep him. Brandon's been phenomenal. Scott's been excellent as well. Two different areas of the pitch. Brandon's got a new deal at Swansea and thoroughly deserved. I speak to Steve quite regular. We're in a good place there. And Scott obviously is enjoying his football, and hopefully we can keep on to him.
All the best tomorrow, Mike. Thank you.
Cheers, Ian.
Cheers.
On Scott, Mike, he's such a clever player as well for a young sort of prospect. The way he sort of gets himself in positions in that box to either shoot or draw fouls.
I say we're coaching Chris. We coach him to get into those areas and encourage him to be on the front foot, to be bright in the final third. But yeah, he's doing well. He's doing well. He's been very pleasing having him here. I'm not sure if Swindon, do call him back or not. But it's different, They might see it as they want him to have a full year out playing regular, because that's better for him. He might be more useful for them in the future.
You sort of mentioned coaching there. Does this sort of schedule, because COVID, presumably you can't be in the classroom as you normally would be to do that analysis side of things. How challenging is that to?
Well, we do. We give them their individual clips. We have separate meetings. With smaller groups. We go through everything. Everybody's on the same page. We don't show one presentation to one group and then a different one to another. They're all aware of their roles and responsibilities. And we just got to keep reiterating them. We're going to try, and teams are going to try and work us out. They're going to try and, for example, put somebody on Josh Sheehan and stop him playing. And we've got different different patterns of play to counteract that.
Dare I say that's where it's a team effort. Your analysis and things like that, where they just have to help in this sort of strange situation.
We're fortunate. We've got an analysis who works himself into the ground. He doesn't earn much money. He's just passed his masters. We've been very, very fortunate to get him. We have, and Jason Windsor is doing a very, very good job for us. Like I said, I'll always say it's a team effort. It's not just Michael Flynn show. It is Wayne Hatswell, Jim Allman, Danny Elliott, Neil Leake, Josh Corbett, Tom Gittos, Lewis Binns. Our core. And Mark O'Brien as well is chipping in as well, doing some analysis. So yeah, we're a group, we're tight, and we'll remain that way.
In terms of what the sort of learnings you've taken from the cup win at Orient, or are there any? Is it totally?
Listen, Chris, and obviously you're new to the football part of it, but you'll get to know that in League Two, League One, for the majority of League One, on any given day, anybody can beat anybody. So what's happened in the past doesn't really matter. It's about how you perform in the next game, and make sure we do things correctly and impressively. That's what we're going to try and do to the end of the season.
So finally, how's Ryan Haynes? Is he because he came off at half time?
Yeah, listen, he's got a slight problem. He's a bit of a date for tomorrow. Like I said, he's not somebody I want to risk and have him out long term. But yeah, it's not a serious injury, but it's one of them where we need to be a little bit careful with.
Okay. And was it Psycho? You said is he back? You said after Morecambe that he was.
Seiko.
Seiko, yeah.
Seiko's out for a number of weeks now.
Oh,
unfortunately.
What's his
hamstring?
Hamstring. Oh, okay. Shame because he was just getting going again after.
Yeah, it is. It's a bit frustrating. He's frustrated himself. He's down, but listen, we've got a good group of players around him, and we're all supporting him. And hopefully, he's back sooner than we think.
All good, brilliant. Thanks for that. All the best for it.
Cheers.
Morning, Mike.
Hi, James. Right, mate.
Yeah, not bad. Just going back to those loan guys, how much work goes into finding these guys? Because you've got a really good record of picking up some really good loans.
A lot of work goes into finding loans. It's not just right. We'll have that player. Let's ring Swansea and we'll take a player from Swansea, or let's ring Cardiff. We'll take a player from Cardiff, Bristol City. Whatever. They've got to make sure. We've got to make sure they've got the right attitude. That they want to improve. They got the right work ethic. And obviously they got quality. They need to have quality to add to what we've got already. Otherwise, there's no point in having them. Unfortunately, we've got a good relationship with these clubs and other clubs. Obviously Blackpool were very good with us, as were Rotherham. And obviously Swindon have been good as well. So, look, you've got to have these relationships. You've got to look after the players like they're one of your own, which we do, which we've always done. And look, getting Brandon Cooper getting a new contract is another, I say, feather in the cap for myself and the coaching staff, that we've been able to develop younger players and get them rewarded at their parent club.
Yeah, obviously Swansea seem to think he's got a bright future. Do you share that view?
Yeah, of course I do. I wouldn't have brought him here otherwise, James. I think he's got a very bright future. I've said it before. He's been very, very consistent. He's very mature on the pitch for somebody his age. He's constantly talking. He's full of information, and he backs it up. He don't just talk for the sake of it. His performances back it up as well.
And he's been part of a really solid defensive unit for you this season. Just how impressed have you been with your development on that side of the game, especially away from home as well?
Yeah, it's been excellent. We can't fault them. But like I said, let's draw a line under the first 16 games and let's go and try and get the same or close to the same points return in the next 16. If it does, we'll be in a very, very good position.
Yeah, it must be an exciting prospect though, knowing that you can probably score more goals as well as keep this sort of defensive record going.
Yeah, well, listen, the whole style of play has changed. We're not that we didn't work on it before, because we did, trust me. We've just really thrown ourselves into it 100% this time. we're creating a lot more chances. We've got a healthy goal difference. We've got a very good defensive record, and I think it's only 2 teams who scored more than us in the league, so maybe 3. So it's not bad. But listen, I don't care if we're one of the lowest scorers as long as we win 1-0.
Yeah. Final one from me. Obviously, we know football teams love a Christmas party, but obviously it's going to be tough this year. Are there any plans in the pipeline?
Absolutely zero plans. They'd be very, very irresponsible if anybody thought about doing it. And if they do, they'll be having a hefty fine from the football club.
Brilliant. Thanks, Mike.
Cheers.
Mike, can I just check the Ryan Haynes injury? Is he? What was his issue?
Tight groin.
Tight groin. Brilliant. Thanks for that.
Okay.
Cheers.
Thank you.